Hello friends, welcome you all again to my channel Housekeeping Hospitality, and this time we'll be learning about what is thread count and what is thread count. It's always keep on coming in everybody's mind in hotel industry, but many of us may not know what is thread count. Thread count is just a measure of how many threads are in 1 square inch. Both the vertical wrap and horizontal web of the fabrics are counted up to determine the thread count. So, thread count is only the measure of a thread in a square inch. So, whenever you'll get the question, so you can answer it like this. Thread count refers to the number of horizontal and vertical threads per square inch. Generally, the higher threads count, the softer the seat, the more likely it will wear well or even softer over time. Good seats range over anywhere around 200 to 800, although you will occasionally see number of over 1000 also. So, question is, does thread count really matters? We're purchasing bed sheets, we're purchasing pillow covers, we're purchasing duvet covers. So, does the thread count really matter in this case? So, we'll be knowing in this video in housekeeping and hospitality what is thread count and does this really matter. Thread counts does matter to a point. Thread count should be in a range of normalcy. If the count is below 180, you would be able to lift it up to the light and see tiny holes. That is no good. So it's not good at all if the thread count is going beyond 180. So on the flip side, unbelievably high thread counts are a marketing trap. A 1000 hair count seat is almost certainly of worse quality than one with a 300 thread count. In order to achieve a very high thread count, manufacturers inflate the thread using multiple ply and where many individual threads are twisted around each other. So cheap multiply thread jump packed together result in heavier, scratchier and less durable bedding. Normally seats reside somewhere between 180 and 400 thread counts. So that doesn't mean 1000 thread count is a good quality. So it's all depend upon the ply. Question, what besides thread count should I look for in a seat? So while purchasing in a seat, what you should look for besides the thread count, that really matters. And as a hotelier, as a individual, as a buyer, you should know. As a layman, you should know what is thread count, and it really matters in your day-to-day life. Uh, Look at the diameter of the yarn and the ply of the threads, meaning how fine are the yarns themselves and how many are twisted together. Single ply means that there is only one strand or of yarn per thread. Two ply means two strands of yarns were twisted together in each other. So how does this ply affect the thread count? That also a question. How does the ply affect the thread count? That also we'd like to know. Everybody is having a question in the mind, how the ply really affect the thread count. Yeah, it's really affect. Ply is often a better indicator of the quality of bedding than the thread count itself, because it explains exactly how the thread count are achieved. Okay, the seller is nowadays having a lot of they are multiplying the plies and they're increasing the thread counts, but you should know the single ply thread count means there is only one strand of yarn per thread, which is shown in this picture. You can easily see this is a single ply thread means that there is only one strand of yarn per thread, only one single strand. one strand and means, so now it's two ply means there is two strands of an were twisted together in each thread. You can see two strands twisted together each other, so that now become it's two ply. So previous one was one ply, this one is two ply because two strands twisted together. So long staple fibers, fewer ends exposed. You can see in the first picture, long strand staple fibers, fewer strand exposed, but short staple fibers, many ends exposed. Anything above a 500 thread count is inflated to mislead you. When manufacturer use inferior multiply and they count each ply as a thread, when this actually not. So good quality thread count is 300 TC single ply, and you can see in the left side poor quality 600 TC 3 ply, and you can see one ply and here 3 ply to making it 600 thread counts. Here ants are mixed together to make one strong ant. The each ant is counted inside the thread. So the truth about thread count is single ply produce lighter, softer, longer lasting seeds than two ply or multiply seeds. You can see the tick mark is a single ply. This is the best thread count. Longer cotton fibers can be spun into stronger, finer ends and produce extremely smooth and supply weaves. Shorter fiber can't. You can see two ply or three ply. So avoid a ply greater than two rather than ply extra to source quality threads. Many manufacturers nowadays what they're doing, that inflate their thread counts by using cheaper multiply arms. So a 600 thread count sheets often means 200 into 3 ply. So like this they are just increasing their thread count, but its quality is worse. Thread count is to seat what a carat is to a diamond. So thread counts really matters, as in the carat or size of a diamond is key factor, but it doesn't make for a perfect rock on its own. You also have to take cut, color and clarity into account when it comes to seat. The four major factors to consider in order to prior. So these are the four major factors. In order to get the higher number, manufacturer use thinner strand of fabrics known as piles. So they twist it together to make good thread count. Then double, triple, or even quadruple the thread count to make the number more attractive to the consumer. But in practice, this means a single thread must be four piles twisted together. So last but not least, the takeaway is that not only one only should be a very excessive high numbers, but that you should always also be taking all the four factors into consideration when investing a seat. A good rule of thumb of navigating around a false advertising is to always be suspicious or a super high thread count being offered for an extremely lower price. So higher thread count, which as noted above generally maxes about 500, we only lead to a higher quality seat if the other characteristics of the seats are also highly, like cotton or its staple length. Long staple is the best, the ply count, single is a must, and the weave parcel or the satin are the most popular. The former is cool and crisp and the latter expensive. Thank you all for joining me in housekeeping and hospitality. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and share with your contacts. Thank you very much once again. Signing off, Mihir. Thank you.